I can, here's in chapter 3, talking about written letters and how he means he doesn't like the written letters of appointment, or letters of the Ten Commandments. It's all the same to him. Does this sound like an attempt to commend ourselves to you? Unlike other people, we don't need letters of recommendations. You are our letter, written on your hearts, that anyone can see and read. You are a letter from Christ, drawn up. See, it's all symbolic, allegorical. There's another word, I can't find it. Anyway, you are a letter from Christ, drawn up. We don't need letters from James. We don't need letters from the leaders of the early church. We don't need letters of appointment as teachers. You are our letter. Christ wrote it for you. And I don't need to go to any leaders to get my appointment to teach. And drawn up us and written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God. It's all spiritualized. Not on stone tablets, but on tablets of God. It's very, very poetic. I'm not against it. It's very Hellenistic poetic, but it's not Palestinian. Before God, we're confident through Christ that we are not all qualified to claim anything as our own work. All qualifications come from God. He is the one who's given us the qualifications to ministers of the new covenant, which is not a covenant written in letters. See, it's not a covenant of what? The Mosaic covenant. Yet in the Dead Sea Scrolls, where the new covenant is talked about, it is a Mosaic covenant. So there's a whole argument going on here. In any case, of written letters, but of the Spirit, the written letters. Because the Spirit gives life, but the written letters bring death. Look at that. That's a huge attack on Moses. Law brings death. Spirit brings life. It's all about resurrection and the other life. Now, if the administration of death and the written letters, I mean, that's a, no, is it surprising to you that Jews and Christians don't get along? When one is saying, if the administration of death in written letters, so your religion is the administration of death, he's saying? That really isn't just, of course, and then they respond in kind. So then you get this terrible sort of animosity over centuries. Was accompanied by such a brightness, and by the way, where's the charity here? Where's the love? Where's your love your enemy? Where's your love your neighbor? Oh, we can talk about love, but there's not a stitch of it here. No affection, no love, no charity, no gentleness, no anything. Just very harsh polemics. By such a brightness that Israel could not bear looking at the face of Moses, though it was a brightness that faded, you see. How much greater will the brightness on the administration of the Spirit? It's all allegorical and symbolic for him. For if there was any splendor in administering the condemnation, that is, of the law, there must be greater splendor in administering the justification. And then he goes on, having this for hope, line 12, we can be quite confident, not like Moses, who put a veil over his face, so the Israelites would not see the end of what had to fade. He says he put a veil over his face so the Israelites would not see that the light of the law had gone out. That's what he's saying. I'm not against it. That's a polemical argument. But whoever reads this material, nobody except priests, ministers, and so on, but the average parishioner doesn't read this material and certainly doesn't understand it. And then he goes on about the Israelites, their minds are dull, there's a veil on their mind, people of the old covenant, the veil is never listed, so he uses the veil not because it's a beautiful thing, but because he uses it to show that the veil has made their minds stupid. Well, I don't want to go through it all, but all I pick it up is back here, you see, this is something in perpetuity. I'm not against either one. I'm just saying I don't think it's nice to talk about other people like that and their beliefs in that way. And it's no wonder that murder and everything has been committed under the name of that kind of presentation. So I know that most people aren't feel guilty about that, but if someone is talking like that, it's called incitement. And if they would talk gently, there wouldn't be any incitement. So Aaron and his sons, this is something in perpetuity. This is an irrevocable ordinance. So of course the Jews are not going to change. It's an irrevocable ordinance. He says it's revocable, you see. Yet he picks and chooses from the Old Testament whatever he likes. How can he do that? Here it's I don't acknowledge either. But if you're going to take from one book and use it in another, you can't then say it's dead and then use it. You see. So he just, this is to my mind very what's it when someone is trying to take advantage of the situation, I forget what the word is, exploiting something. You know, the Jews are not going to change, obviously, because here it says this is perpetual, it's not abrogatable. And Paul comes along and says it is abrogatable. Okay, fine, they don't agree on that, that's fair enough. But then he uses their material anyway. That's what I object to. If it's abrogated, don't use it. Build your religion on your own foundation. Don't say it's abrogatable when the material you're building it on says it isn't. That's my problem. I've already said I won't go on, but I thought you'd like to see those two contrasts there. So here in this book, and I don't follow either book, so I have no axe to grind as far as that goes. Anyway, from among the sons of Israel, summon your brother Aaron and his sons to be priests. So this is the pro-Aaron stuff. For Aaron, your brother, you are to make sacred vestments. And this is all in the second trip up there. So we have all of the vestments, and then 29 we have the consecration of Aaron and his sons. And we kind of did most of this last time. This is all about what's in the temple. But look, you see these items can't be in the wilderness. A bronze basin, a chrism, chapter 30. Where are you going to get all this bronze out in the wilderness, and liquid myrrh and cinnamon in line 23 of chapter 30, and worth 250 shekels, and 250 shekels of cassia, and perfume, and all this other thing. So, you know, this is the behavior of a shrine, of a temple, or another one like that. And then line 31, and the Lord said, look, I want Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah. That's how we know Hur is of the tribe of Judah. 31:1. Hur is of the tribe of Judah. Just like Joshua is of the tribe of Ephraim. And let him make all these things. He's the temple craftsman. Well, that obviously goes back to David's time. And the craftsmen in the temple in David and Solomon's time, who claimed to be descendants of Hur and Bezalel, who were the people who built the temple in Jerusalem. And this is their way of saying, look, we were back in the wilderness with Moses. And when he finished speaking, Moses went down to Sinai, and he gave the 2 tablets of the testimony, inscribed by the finger of God. Well, what's all this other stuff? This was on the 2 tablets, or wasn't on the 2 tablets? No, obviously not. So where did he put all this? Well, the book doesn't tell us. But the book has already told us earlier, in chapter 24, Moses put all the commands of Yahweh into writing. So it isn't written by the finger of God, according to that one.